everybody, welcome back. Today I have a new and I think exciting video for you. It's going to be a review or Dazzled or Disappointed on the new Becca Chrissy Teigen palette that just released about last week. Sephora released it on the app-only exclusive thing, and then they just recently released it re-released it a couple of days ago. And so the last time that I picked up a palette kind of like this was the Jaclyn Hill palette. And so I have some thoughts for you. I've been able to put this to good use, and so I want to give you some swatches, show you what the palette looks like, and then show you a really big similarity between this and the Jaclyn Hill palette. So if you are curious on this palette and how it performs, what it looks like, just keep on watching. Okay, first off, the packaging on this is amazing, and I remember thinking the same thing about the Jaclyn Hill palette. I just loved the packaging, the cover. It feels so, it's like quality. It doesn't feel cheap. It's just really sturdy, really nice. So let me show you, let me first give you just a glimpse of the box. That's the outside. So that's what the box looks like, and then this is what the palette looks like on the inside. So it's got that kind of like acrylic type top. It's got her signature on the bottom. It's just really, really nice. I like it. It's classy. It's feminine. I just love it. The one thing I didn't like is that it came, so the cover or the top came protected with one of these little plastic covers, and when you peel it off, it almost, mine anyways, it leaves like a sticky kind of residue that's capturing all of my fingerprints. Now, usually I don't mind fingerprints on stuff because you wipe them off. I'm having a hard time wiping it off because it's almost like it captured my fingerprint on the top because it was sticky, the glue or whatever. Anyways, so besides that, let's keep moving. You've got the names on the back of the palette, which is always nice because then you don't have to keep, and this one didn't come with it, but you don't have to keep the little plastic slide on the inside. The Jaclyn Hill one did have that, although it does have it on the back. So this particular one came with a plastic slide with all the names printed on it. Ooh, I feel like I couldn't talk there for a sec. And so I think now that I realize the back has the names, I'm probably going to throw that away because that is so annoying. Then you open up the palette, and it's so, so pretty. You do have a little plastic slide on the front. I don't want to blind you, but here, let me. So it has Becca on it, and then it has her signature. Probably toss that as well because that is already on the cover. It looks basically just like the cover. So then you've got the typical mirror. And then you have got 4 pressed powders in here. So you've got 2 highlighters, and you've got a bronzer and a blush. So this particular highlighter, this Shimmering Skin Perfector, as Becca calls them, is limited edition, and it is exclusive to this palette. It's the, one custom created by Chrissy Teigen. This one is rose gold, so this is one of their permanent shades. This bronzer right here is in the shade Malibu Soleil. And as you know, Becca just recently released a line of bronzers in their own little compact. And this right here is a limited edition blush in the shade Hibiscus Bloom. I didn't tell you the shade of the limited edition highlighter. It is called Beach Nectar. I think that's a really cute name. So again, that's what they look like. The limited edition one has a heart in the middle. It looks really nice. I love it when companies do little things like that. I don't love that as I use it, it goes away, but anyways. So let me give you real quick swatches of this. So I'm going to start off with the Shimmering Skin Perfectors, and then we'll move on to the other powders. So here you have got Beach Nectar, and you have got Rose Gold. And that's what those look like right there. Beach Nectar is the first one, Rose Gold there is the second. Okay, and then you have got the bronzer and the blush. So that's what those look like there. There's your bronzer and there's your blush. And that's what those look like up there. Okay, right off the bat, I do want to point out, so for the Shimmering Skin Perfectors, okay, let me start off with Beach Nectar. I thought it was going to be a little too much color for my skin tone. I thought, okay, maybe I'll have to use it as a blush. No, it was very, very nice, very delicate. I was able to use it as a highlight with absolutely no problem. It looked so, so nice. I feel like you really can't go wrong with a Shimmering Skin Perfector by Becca. They're always consistent. The formula is always amazing. The only thing is the shade range. Some shades may work for you, some may not. This particular one worked very nicely for me, and I have a feeling it's going to work nicely on pretty much all skin tones because of the peachy type of consistency. It's got a really nice pop to it. Now, this one right here, Rose Gold, is too dark for my skin tone to use as a highlight. That's one that my ladies with deeper skin tones would be able to use more as a highlight. I have to find other uses for it. Sometimes I can get away with using it just like as a blush, and then other times I'd have to kind of like maybe top my bronzer with it just slightly to give a little bit more of like a sparkle or a glow. But for me, Rose Gold is too dark. Moving on to the bronzer worked out very, very well for me. I used a light hand and my skin looked really, really kind of like just warmed up. It was really, really nice. Let me give you a look again of what that bronzer looks like in the palette right there. So I do know that that one would work for probably even medium skin tones. I'm a light neutral, and so again, light hand, and it worked really well. And then the blush, you've got that brighter blush that really does pop. It stands out. Again, I use a light hand because with my skin being lighter, I don't want to go clown face. You know, those of you with deeper skin tones, you can take it a little bit more and, you know, heavy-handed and go in with that. Now, let me go ahead and take you into the Jaclyn Hill palette, because as soon as I swatched this, when it came in, I was like, I feel like this blush is something from the Jaclyn Hill palette. So I went into my handy-dandy Jaclyn Hill palette, which, by the way, I just think it's, oh, I just dropped that little insert. I think it's sad the way they ended tie, or they broke ties. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that exactly. I mean, that's their business. It's not mine to be concerned about, but I don't know. I think they had a really good partnership, and it's kind of, when you look back to when it all started, it's kind of sad to think that that's how it was going to end between them. But anyways, okay, so this blush right here, it was called Pamplemousse. And it, let me open this back up so that I can give you more of a side-by-side. So, there you've got Pamplemousse right here. And then here you have got Hibiscus Bloom. So I'm sorry if I'm blinding you. These are very reflective. So do you see that? Do you see how similar they look? So, that being said, I'm going to give you a swatch of Pamplemousse. Well, I may have to do it on my wrist because I'm noticing I'm out of room on the top of my hand. So, there we go. So that's Hibiscus Bloom. Here's Pamplemousse. And here they are side by side. They look almost identical. Oh my gosh, that is just, to me, that's so, so crazy. There is a hint of, it's like a hint more orange in the Hibiscus Bloom with the Chrissy Teigen palette than there is in Pamplemousse, but they are so, so similar. Look at that. That is crazy. So, this one right here, okay, which one was which? Yeah. This one right here is Pamplemousse, and this one right here is Hibiscus Bloom. Holy cow. That is so, so similar. I don't know. I mean, they're beautiful shades. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade. It's just, it's kind of similar. Anyways, it would have been nice to have something a little bit different, especially for those of us who have the Jaclyn Hill palette. It would have been nice for something a little bit different, you know, just to kind of vary it up. But anyways, it is what it is. It's totally fine. But just know that if you own the Jaclyn Hill palette, that you're going to get this blush shade. You're going to get practically the same one in the Chrissy Teigen palette. So the other thing that some of you may be wondering is if the Beach Nectar, how similar it looks to Champagne Pop. And I think based on the names, you can pretty much guess that they're not going to be similar. One is a champagne, the other is more of a apricot nectar type. But just to satisfy curiosity, I do want to give you that side by side. So here is Champagne Pop. I'm going to swipe this right next to Beach Nectar, and there you're going to see here's Champagne Pop, here's Beach Nectar. So there is definitely a difference there. One of them is significantly peachier, which is nice. I'm very, very happy about that, not looking to get the same highlighter as well. So I'm very, very pleased that that is significant. The difference is significant enough to really justify this other palette. So those are my thoughts on the palette. To be honest with you, I really am dazzled by this. It's kind of like what I said earlier. I really don't think you can go wrong with Becca as far as their shimmering skin perfectors. They are always so amazing. I love it. Now, the Anastasia glow kits, I know a lot of people were complaining with the holiday glow kit because, well, they changed up the formula. It's chunkier, it's glitterier. With the Nicole Guerrero glow kit, well, it's got glitter. It's not the same formula as their original. See, and I'm okay with that because I have loved every single glow kit that has come out. And the Nicole Guerrero is my, by far, favorite glow kit of all time, my favorite highlighters of all time. It's what I reach for every single day. It's what I'm wearing today. I loved it to the point where I have a backup, and I never buy backups of anything. But to me, Anastasia is a brand that I can rely on to love. I already know if I'm ordering the glow kit, I'm pretty much gonna love it. It's kind of the same thing with Becca, only not. Becca truly is consistent in their consistency. These shimmering skin perfectors always remain the same as far as their consistency. It's not chunky, it's very finely milled. I love Anastasia glow kits, I've never been disappointed, but I can see where, okay, the consistency did change. So, you know, it's the same but different. So this is where I just think you can't go wrong with Becca. You will always find the same consistency. The only thing you just need to be aware of is the shade range, because depending on your skin tone, some of these things might or might not work for you. Again, I am a light medium, not light medium, I'm a light neutral. In my foundation, I use, if I go with MAC, I use NW20, and anything at Sephora, I use a light neutral shade. So for example, in the Diorskin Forever foundation, which by the way, the most bomb foundation of life. I will do a separate video on that foundation. I am a 20, which is I think the light beige. And so for reference, this particular palette, the Beach Nectar, works perfectly for me. I love it. If I use a light hand, the bronzer is great. Light hand on the blush, also great. The only one is the Rose Gold, which is dark for me. I have to end up using it like a blush or, you know, topper, something along those lines. So in all honesty, I'll put it to good use somehow. I do think it was, I mean, it was $45, which I think is amazing because one single shimmering skin perfector costs you, I think, $38. So for a few dollars more, you're getting all 4 powders. One of them, like I said, is permanent. I do know for a fact that the highlighter and blush are limited. The bronzer, I don't remember. Hang tight. Let me give you a real quick rundown from the Sephora website. Satisfy both our curiosities. Let's see. Achieve the ultimate endless summer glow with the Becca and Chrissy Teigen Glow Face Palette. Chrissy Teigen captures the essence of what Becca stands for: effortless, natural, authentic beauty, blah, blah, blah. Collaborated for a gorgeous face palette of warm, lush, sultry shades of highlighter, blush, and bronzer, all handpicked by Chrissy herself. Each shade in this limited edition palette features Becca's iconic one-of-a-kind formula that blends pigments with liquids to impart an unparalleled creamy feel that applies like seamless silk and never cakes. And that's where I say they are just always so consistent in their formula. You can't go wrong with them. Spotlight features with the Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed Highlighter in Beach Nectar, a just-released exclusive juicy apricot shade that's infused with gold, and the Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed Highlighter in Rose Gold, which is Chrissy's favorite subtle gold that's infused with sweet rose. The Sunlit Bronzer in Malibu Soleil has a medium amber hue that evokes a dreamy day at the beach tan. They make it sound so good. With a soft splash of light so that your skin looks sun-kissed. Flush Cheeks with the Luminous Blush in Hibiscus Bloom, a new limited edition golden pink coral color. Just mix, layer, and blend these formulas to get your perfect summer glow. Okay, so it really seems that the two limited edition shades in this are the Beach Nectar Shimmering Skin Perfector as well as the Hibiscus Bloom blush. The bronzer and the Rose Gold Shimmering Skin Perfector seem to be permanent. So $45 and you get this, I think, beautiful palette. I'm dazzled. I love it. I have no regrets for picking this up. I'm going to put it to good use. Really, really do love it. These are the kind of things I really look forward to when I order makeup. I always have the hope that I'm going to love it like I love this. So, hope that helps you out. It is still in stock on Sephora.com. Keep in mind it's limited edition. It did sell out the day of the app release, although it sold out late in the day, so it's not like it was like within the first hour or anything. So I think you're still okay to pick it up, but you're going to want to do it sooner rather than later if you are wanting to grab it. So, I hope that helps you out. I want to give you the verse of the day as I always do. Today's comes from Romans 8:28 and it says, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for sticking this review out with me. I'm proud to say this is a Dazzled. Happy to say this is a Dazzled. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you're new to my channel, I hope you will consider subscribing. I love having you guys along this journey. Y'all are such a great group of people. I love interacting with you, so I hope you'll consider subscribing. If you would, please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and if you're wanting to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Michelle's Glamour. Okay guys, until next time, see you soon. Bye.